Okay, imagine this. You take a modern scientist, someone who knows all about physics, biology, you name it, and you just drop them into the Stone Age. No lab, no computer, not even a pocket knife. What do you think happens? Well, let's dive into this thought experiment.
So the real question here isn't just about survival. It's about this incredible clash of worlds. I mean, what does all that scientific knowledge even mean when you can't write it down, when all you've got are your own two hands and the dirt on the ground? You might think the first big challenge would be, I don't know, a saber-toothed tiger, but it's not. It's sensory overload. The modern mind is suddenly thrown into a world that's just raw, unfiltered, and completely alien. So our journey starts right here. Day 1, the moment of arrival. The clock of survival has officially started ticking. Just think about it. The air itself is different. It smells of damp earth, wood smoke, and animal fat, a universe away from a sterile lab. Our scientist wakes up on the hard ground, probably reaching for tools that are thousands of years in the future. But all that's there? A stick. So what's the very first thing this brilliant scientific mind does? It's not some grand lecture on physics. No, it's something totally unconscious. They just start dragging that stick through the dirt, making lines, shapes, little circles. And what's amazing is that someone from the tribe is watching, and then, quietly, they start copying those circles. The first lesson is taught without a single word being spoken. Stripped of literally everything, the scientist has to fall back on their most fundamental skill, the absolute bedrock of science, pure, unfiltered observation. This is how they begin to speak the language of this new, ancient world. All right, let's jump forward just 1 week. The change, the adaptation, it's already happening, and it's happening fast. This right here tells the whole story. On day 1, you've got these smooth hands, used to delicate lab instruments. But to survive here, they have to become the instruments. Calloused, cut, caked in dirt. They're not just hands anymore. They're tools connected to the earth. And here we see that core skill in action. The scientist just sits there, watching water flow around rocks in a stream. That's the observation. Then comes the hypothesis, that little what-if moment. What if I move a few stones right here? And the result? It's immediate. The current changes, the water pulls up, and suddenly, fish are collecting right there. Dinner just got a whole lot easier that night. Okay, this is where the story gets really compelling. See, the scientist isn't inventing the wheel or discovering fire from scratch. The real impact, the game changer, comes from making these tiny, incremental improvements to things that already exist. So a month has passed. The body has adjusted. Without artificial light, sunrise is the new alarm clock. And the brain? It's finally free from all our modern distractions. It's just constantly organizing the world, seeing patterns, angles, and distances everywhere. And this is the absolute key. The scientist looks at a spear point and thinks, it's the same stone, but what if we change the angle, make it just a bit sharper? This small adjustment, a tiny bit of applied physics, makes the spear cut way deeper. It's a perfect example of incremental innovation. In the tribe's reaction, it's so profound because of how simple it is. Nobody says thank you or hey, good idea. The validation is completely nonverbal. They just hand the next stone to the scientist. In this world, trust and respect are earned with results, not with words. So now we're moving beyond just physical survival. The biggest transformation isn't actually happening to the tribe's tools, but to the scientist's own mind. As more time passes, that integration just gets deeper. 6 months go by, then a whole year. The scientist isn't an outsider anymore. Their feet are tougher, walking on sharp rocks just feels normal. They've stopped fighting the landscape and have truly become a part of it. And the innovations keep coming, but they're born from this quiet patience. At 6 months, it's noticing that stacking stones at a slight slope lets the rain slide right off. For the first time, they have a dry night's sleep. Then at 1 year, after just hours of watching birds fly, it's carving the curve of a wing into a throwing tool, a little bit of aerodynamics to make it fly farther and straighter. This quote, man, it just gets to the very heart of it. Without screens, notifications, or constant noise, the brain doesn't stop working. It just changes gears. Thoughts become slower, more deliberate, and way more focused on the world as it actually is. And this brings us to the final act of the story. This is where we see the true, lasting legacy of the scientist. And trust me, it's not what you might expect. Fast forward several years.
At this point, the scientists' hands are unrecognizable, thick, scarred. They're the tools of this era. They are fully, completely integrated into this life. So one afternoon, our scientist is drawing in the sand again, but this time it's triangles. The principle is so simple. Weight sitting on 3 points is stable. And this abstract idea drawn in the dirt becomes a real shelter, built with logs resting on angled supports. And guess what? It holds. People start sleeping under it. But this is the pivotal moment. The scientist looks over and sees another member of the tribe, all on their own, drawing shapes in the dirt. And they're not just copying, they're experimenting. Circles, lines, angles. It's not just the invention that was transferred, it was the method itself. So what's the big takeaway here? The most crucial thing the scientists brought wasn't a sharper spear or a drier shelter. It was a new way to see the world, a process of observing, hypothesizing, and testing. They didn't just bring answers from the future. They taught a timeless way of finding answers. They fundamentally changed how people looked at the very ground beneath their feet.